Can I ask you a question? Since we're post-corona now, what we're seeing now is a lot of psychosis and mania due to the pressure that governments are putting on the people. Can you recommend a protocol through the cups or something that can be added to help these people with the emotional problems that they're suffering? We're seeing it in a lot of children and in a lot of special needs adults that can't cope with the isolationism and the fear and anger that's being perpetuated on them. Is there anything that we can do to help those people?
You move away from one cup, one life into one drop, one life. The best way to do is to use the cup number 1 on the forehead, cup number 2 on the heart, and cup number 3 on the, what do you call, lower part of the body. And you can do it from the front and the back, a drop on each side. And you will see the changes slowly. And it just needs the elevation of the soul, the physicality, and the physical body, all three together. And it's a long term. These are long-term progresses that needs to be done.
Could I possibly ask you to draw on the whiteboard what you're specific, because we lose a lot of this information if we don't have a visual backup to it. Is that possible?
You want me to move to get a whiteboard? That's impossible.
Sorry.
Just wait one second. You gotta bear with me. I have to get the whiteboard. So I get everything down. It takes a couple of minutes till the screen comes on. The problem with the present corona is to create a psychological and financial problem at the same time. These are a long-term plan. So I have to switch to another one. They plan on a very, very long term. You see, it's a problem. I cannot come here and be a student. I come here to be a student, but it doesn't work. We have the head of the man, you have a heart, and you have the, what I call, my God, I get worse every day. You have the body of the man, the arm and leg. You put a drop, number 1, drop number 2, and drop on number 3. Back and the front. Even you can do 2 drops on the back, 1 in the side, 1 drop in the middle, in the front. 1 drop on life. You change. It takes time. You elevate the soul of the man, you elevate the soul of physicality, and you elevate the physicality itself. You take the guns from the center of each cup. We are doing a beautiful experiment in Iran. Now we are nearly 6 months into it, to show psychological changes using the technology. And this is done in cooperation with the officials. And we are watching, totally watching 100 handicapped children, totally handicapped. mentally retarded, majority of them. And we have taken 4 children out of this group to be receiving a slightly special treatment, but we are treating the whole 100 in a specific way. And the first signs we've seen, the report of the 5th month just came out 2-3 days ago. I was listening and reading it. One of the first things psychological we can show the technology works is self-awareness. Self-awareness means what happens to your own body, how you react towards the physical appearance and everything of the body. What has happened interesting is this organization has been going for a long, long time. And their job is just to look after 100 handicapped children. That's all they can keep, mentally retarded. And they have everything of this before we come in. We ask to be recorded. What this means is, I cannot get my hand on this. What's happened here? Somebody has raised hand and I cannot get it out. Doesn't matter. What happened is that we monitored everything of these children, everything. From the amount of food they eat, don't forget they're all mentally handicapped. They use Pampers, all of them. And how everything they eat, they drink, everything has been recorded before we go in. It's watched by a team of doctors and scientists and psychologists. And we created a specific environment in this orphanage. And we specifically designed how the waters can be used, how we give the gases, the way we want to use the gases. And we said we give it 6 to 12 months and see how they change. One of the most interesting things is, for the first time, the use of diapers has dropped by over 50% in the life of the orphanage. Children all become aware, and we expect to drop to less than 10% in the next 3 to 6 months of children who use diapers. Some of them are 10 years old. They use diapers from the day they came in as a baby. And now for the first time, they don't. And we are watching this because it's a well-known handicapped, mentally retarded center. And they see the children have a start learning right across. They have noticed that the behavior has changed. The noise and everything in the nursery has totally shut down. It's the first time we are doing such a large scale monitoring. For us, it's important because we want to see what combination of answers we need for a space travel. This is why I go to Iran. Iranian authorities have given me a free hand to do things which in the West is impossible. And now we're in the 6th month, or we entered the 6th month. And the biggest notice for them is self-awareness. Children don't want to wet themselves anymore. They want to be respectful. They want to be counted. And in next 3 months or 6 months, we start educating them. Totally mentally retarded people start learning to be educated. Total cost for us for 100 is less than $50 a week. And the same thing, why I explain this is that We have the same proposition with the society now. They targeting people to the point that they yield to everything. Job insecurity, shortage of money, everything else. You give it, we give you. And a lot of people are not happy with the situation, the way the Keshe Foundation is bringing out. We are monitoring, we will monitor this nursery for 3 to 5 years with the authorities. And we expect the way we are going, a large number of these children will join the society without any mental defect. I've developed a new gas mixture for them and it's working. Can we do the same with the rest of the population? Can we take this to the prisons? Can we take it to mental institutes? The answer is yes. The process has to be understood, and at the same time, instead of running larger scale, we take what is large and we scale it up to the use of the technology. In the coming weeks, we will do much bigger scale of operation in other fields. And we'll see how it brings, how it will change.
Mr. Keshe, could I ask you to clarify which cup, because the numbers have changed since the one drop. Is the cup one?
No, nothing has changed. 1, 2, and 3.
But is cup one the cup of soul?
Yes.
And cup two is the cup of soul of the physicality?
Yes.
And then cup three,
heart.
and the cup three is the cup of physicality.
Yeah.
No, I just meant that originally cup one was where the old is where cup two is now.
No,
That's why.
no. We are talking about different system. We're talking about the 5-cup system. 5-cup system is very clear for animals. 1 is the soul, 2 is the soul of physicality, 3 is the physicality, 4th is inertia, and 5th is the gravity. Very, very clear. There is no changes.
But in this instant, does the same apply?
To what? What?
That's why I'm confused. Could you draw the cup next to each number to clarify?
Difference between the cup of life 1, cup of life 2 is 2 and 3 for system of 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You don't.
But isn't it the occurrence that we don't get GANs in cup one?
You see, this is the problem I explained from the beginning. You're so physical. I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Just pack it up, don't do it. If you set the other way with the plants, you get nothing in the cup middle. Number 3, the soul has no physicality. It's energy level. You have to see to take it. You think it has to be something in there. We showed you when you take the cup, put a cup underneath. This is where you need to take your material from. In development, when you come to the center, you will see people pay observation, be observant. We don't have just one. Use the long boxes. Let me do it this way. I was never good in technical drawing, but somehow I managed to get a degree for it. We get this here, nano-coated copper. We have the nano-coated iron, and we have a nano-coated zinc. This is gravitational field for these elements, which is part of the body of man. What is interesting, we are getting a creamish, yellowish, or brownish cans, but underneath only of the iron, we get drops like this in all our system, all three systems. Very interesting if you understand what it means. Never seen it in any of our productions. And we have 3 sets, and all 3 sets exactly have that. I call them knowledge seekers. I said, have a look. Because the inertia, this is what we call magnetic field iron. And it's just right under each iron, nowhere else. This is why we encourage people, environmental enhancers, gases in the house, in appropriate way, and everything else.